Niger President Mahamadou Issoufou votes not to stay in power but to elect a successor. He chose to step aside at the end of his second term at a time some West African leaders tweak their country's constitution to remain in office. The significance of this day is not lost on the 69-year-old president.
Today is a special day for us. It is also, and most of all, a special day for Niger, which will experience for the first time in its history a democratic changeover. And I hope that this change will be the first step towards other changes in order to solidify our democratic process. I hope this first changeover will enable Niger to solidify its reputation as a democratic country in Africa and in the world.
And this is the man he designated as successor, former Minister of Interior and Foreign Affairs. Bazoum Mohamed is challenged by 29 other candidates, among them 2 former heads of state and a former prime minister. HUSSEINI ADAMOU says he's voted in every election since independence and is here again to choose a leader for Niger.
Every time, I do this as a duty to my country, but also expecting our leaders will fix our problems.
But for SAMIRA ABOUBAKAR, it's the thrill of voting for the first time.
I can tell you it's exciting. It's like no other. I like casting my ballot.
The elections were held amid safety concerns after an uptick in violence killed more than 50 people this month, among them members of Niger's armed forces. Many voters list security and poverty as their main concerns. Now, attacks by armed groups near the border with Nigeria, Mali and Burkina Faso have killed hundreds of soldiers and civilians in recent years. The local economy has also been hit hard by COVID-19. A fall in the prices of its main export, uranium, as well as the long-term closure of the Nigerian border that many essential goods are imported across. Officials hailed the elections as a success for the most part.
There are a few places where the elections could not be held, but in many others we were able to organize voting despite security threats.
Results of the elections are expected to be announced within 5 days and ratified by the Constitutional Court in 2 weeks. A winner will need 50% of the vote plus 1 to avoid a runoff. Otherwise, the top 2 candidates will head to a second round in February next year. Ahmed Idris, Aljazeera, Niamey.